What up? I'm not going to do that so hard because usually, for some reason, I strain myself. So I'm just going to tell everybody, good morning, Doug Rice! Motherfuckers, wake your asses up. Yeah, I've been gone. I have been gone. I've been doing things. I've been prepping. It's been a monstrous week. Hasn't been that bad. I'm just kidding. I hope everybody is doing well. Good morning, Negroes. How does it go? How goes it? How are things? Rich, what's up? Cheesecake, how you doing? T-Bird, how you doing? How's everybody doing? Listen, I'm on 4 platforms. Let me tell you something. Fucking Facebook, as I was about to go on, Facebook determined that the things that I say go against community standards. Well, I'm hurt. I am hurt, but at the same time, I wear that as a badge of honor, a rite of passage. If they don't like, let me tell you something, folks. If Zuckerberg doesn't like what I'm saying, I'm fucking happy. Are you goddamn kidding me? I hope he's unhappy with a few of us today. They got a few of us that we can be unhappy about. Welcome to the Doug Rice Show. It is 9:31 in the morning on the 19th of October, 2022, Phoenix, Arizona. I'm Doug Rice. This is the Doug Rice Show. I do this when I can. I do this when the material permits. I don't want to waste your damn time. And you know, one of the reasons I get up and I do this every chance I get is to try to get the damned grin off the faces of Negroes, especially these days. Kanye has given us nothing to smile about these days. What is this boy doing? What is Kanye's goddamn problem? I'm a little confused. He's now claiming that the 9 minutes the officers spent on the neck of Negro, I would call him the prime Negro victim number 1. When George Floyd was killed, it was filmed with people standing around. I don't understand where Kanye gets in front of a mic and elicits the kind of response from his mother, George Floyd's mother, that says she's going to take him for everything he's got. $250 million lawsuit now. Some people are judging her wrong. I think his reckless mouth really needs to fill full of medication and water to swallow it down. The man is off his fucking meds and off his rocker to boot. And I think now he's talked his way out a whole bunch of loot. Am I doing that shit again? I don't know. How's everybody doing? All right. So you know the program. You know what I do. I write down topics. I write them down. I get them down. I try to put it in some form of narrative that motivates Negroes trapped within the confines of this penal colony that we built for ourselves, by ourselves. And now we sit, we watch, idly waiting and looking to see caucasity lose its goddamned mind. More and more, they cascade into the depths of depravity with some ideations that should put a chill down the spines of Negroes everywhere within the confines of this place as we sit and await deliverance. For the kingdom of God is fast approaching, and we're going to be talking about that today. Now, I started these topics, I go through them, and then I go through black news, Hebrew news, news needed to keep on your mind so that when you carry your narrow ass behinds out in public, you can get that shit-eating grin off of your Negro faces. This is all I'm trying to accomplish, and I hope I've made some progress. For those of you that have noticed, when you remove the smile, when you take off the grin, that indicator that you're satisfied with how things are going here, which then relieves those responsible in part for what's happening of all culpability and any kind of consciousness they may have that they are in some way either in large part or small part a part of the problem that we suffer. And so removing the smile now gives a different message to those that gaze upon the faces of the Negroes they hate so much in their places. And we know it's true. You try it out for 24 fucking hours. You get that fucking grin off your face and move about this place and see how they receive you. You'll be surprised and I would say shocked as well. All right, so what are we doing? What are we doing? Well, this is what we're doing. It's fuck. What do you want me to say? It's Wednesday, right? I know it's Wednesday, right? It better be Wednesday. Oh, please be Wednesday. It's Wednesday. All right. So it's Wednesday. It's the 19th. Are you watching them? Are you watching the frenzy? Negroes, listen to me carefully. If you don't see the turn of the worm, if you don't see some of us recklessly running our goddamned mouths in public, turning the attention, caucasity directly in the gaze of Negroes everywhere, and soon there'll be a call to move against us in some respect, either before or after they satiate their need to be as violent toward one another as possible. And so we start the anchor topic this morning at 9:37 on the 19th of October, 2022. And for those of you that don't know, please like, subscribe, share, comment. Detrina is not here. Her mother has suffered an ailment. She is taking care of that. And please give all of your thoughts and prayers in her direction, as our prayers mean something. So they might move the needle. But the anchor topic today is the obvious. And I'm going to say, they are terrified. We know that. But what they're most terrified is the word woke. That's becoming a mantra, a touchstone, if you will, for these right-wing white nationalists to go about their day and spread their hate in every way they know. But they're terrified of the word woke. Even spoke, it kind of chokes a little bit the life right out of them. And I can tell you they associate that word woke with the truth that they're so trying so hard to shake, but they're terrified of it. They're making it a campaign promise to go against those woke, those aware, those who are not asleep, those who are not fucking grinning in contemplation and complacency of just being everything okay. Everything's not okay. And everything's not okay for Negroes as those things come our fucking way. And those things are coming our way. I hope you hear what I say. They're terrified of that word, that wokeness. And you look at Ron DeSantis, one of the most whiny little men I've ever seen in my life. You can size that Pillsbury Doughboy up in no time at all. Everything that he fears wrapped in negrosity. You can imagine how he acts around any of us that he sees. I can't imagine how he treats Negroes, the terror that he feels regarding simple topics like your history. Not 1776, but 1619. And all the years that followed. You're terrified of those words, that truth. It's hard to swallow, I understand, but you'll get over it, Ron. You the man. They are terrified. And here's the problem. The reason they don't like that word, the reason they don't like us woke, because that releases us of the tethered lie we've been attached to mentally for so long. The intricate falsehoods they've laid one on the top of another until the lie looks like the truth wrapped in a possible mistaken identity. And well, now the rabbit hole goes deep, because they never meant for us to see the truth that they've hidden from us for so long. And now they're terrified, that wokeness. I've wrapped it into the thought that anything said about those who you wish were us is met almost immediately and pounced upon, devoured and ripped apart, your career at risk if you say something just a little off color. And it's interesting, Negroes have been claiming to high heavens for years that we are the lost tribe of Israel, that you who hold the position of Jews over in the Middle East are not in the least associated with us Negroes, the true Israel. Not a word from the JDL. Not a peep. They seem asleep. I don't know. They seem terrified that wokeness is associated with that truth that they certainly want to keep well hidden. I'm certain you understand. So, you figure it out. Kanye said that, what he said on Twitter, but then furthered the thought by saying that blacks were the true Jews. And I got a guy from JDL on the MSN. He said, whatever that means. Kanye said blacks are the true Jews, whatever that means. That's the dismissive nature of the lie they wish to obfuscate and muddy waters and cloud the issues. But they don't dare come out and say directly that we are not the people we say we are. All they do is kind of look blindly in the air and whatever that means. I don't know. Negroes, Hebrews, I don't know. Huh? I don't hear you. All right. Anyway, they are terrified. They're scared. They're scared of the truth. They're scared of the wokeness. Once you're woke, you can't go back to sleep. And now the reverberation of our voices crying out and saying to all that will listen, we are Hebrews, Negroes, one and all. They're terrified of that. I guess that's all. Okay, so that's topic one. How you doing? Oh, let me see who's here. Everybody's here? Okay, good. Listen, thanks so much for showing up. I did decide to take a few days off. You guys know that I work for myself. I can't do this and work for anyone else. They will fire me almost immediately once they see my videos on YouTube, and that'll be gone. That'll be done. So I depend on, of course, you guys being as generous as you possibly can during these times, as I will continue to push out as much truth and as much observation as possible. That's all this is, observation. I'm just pointing some shit out you may want to look up from whatever the fuck they've got distracting you. And pay attention to there are moves being made all around Negroes and collectively, seditiously, sinisterly. And it's a war that's been declared on Negro males specifically. Separation of our negrosity, female, male. They want us not together but apart. And, well, I'm going to talk about this until I freaking fall apart. I don't care. All right, so look, Trump, topic two, Trump is turning the worm. Trump is turning the worm, and worm is an acronym I've made up. It says, the worm stands for white, overtly racist males. White, overtly racist males. Trump turns the worm. The white, overtly racist males. He's turning them on. He's getting in front of his mics, and everything he can mention about Negroes in the negative, he does so. And I can tell you these folks are listening, these short-sighted, weak-minded individuals that follow and associate their existence with Donald J. Trump. I mean, how low can you go? I mean, this guy has overcharged the Secret Service trusted to guard him. He's demanded that shares be given to his wife that really can't stand him, but that was an interesting move. I mean, he's a mobster for real, and he's turning the worm. He's turning on the white, overtly racist male's psyche against Negroes, and it's every tick by tick. It's like time moving. You're not seeing it move, but with every word he mentions about wokeness, and he talks about those prosecuting him, and he talks about Black Lives Matter, and as inch by inch, millimeter by millimeter, he's turning their perspectives against Negroes. And it's almost as if he's got help. All these individuals who want to make their presence felt and all their names known as they throw their hats thrown in the ring of all that's available to manage and bring them wealth and fame. It's all fucking lame. These folks got a plan. I think they're insane. Trump's turning these folks. It's like Hitler did with the Jews. Absolutely. He'll use everything at his disposal to escape the justice that's awaiting him and, well, the accountability that he's trying to evade. You got to listen to everything he said. I mean, the guy is literally turning the worm against Negroes, smack dead center, right at our nose. Okay. You understand. Just listen to him. He thinks he's the man. Hey, here's the deal. I wanted to bring this up because it's interesting. If it benefits the blacks, I swear to God, this is what they say before they go after everything associated with Negroes that may give us anything. You folks keep talking about that goddamn reparations you keep reaching out for. I'm going to tell you something. The second that any legislation is written down that has us gaining any wealth, let me tell you something. The Klan may come out itself against anything. If it benefits blacks, well, they attack. I mean, you got to look. This is what they're doing recently. The land rescues for black landowners. There's a group of folks that have determined they don't like that it's just for black folks. So if it benefits the blacks, well, then they'll attack. I mean, right there in Philly, they had some legislation that meted out money for black business owners, and Latino business owners sued to stop that action. And that's just a fraction of all that's done to do what's necessary to keep us on the run financially in every respect. There's no stability here for the Negroes who are here to serve out a term, not prosper and get wealthy. I mean, you got to think of it. If it benefits the black, it's in their DNA to stamp it down, to make sure we don't get a say in anything that may come our way. If it benefits us, well, they sue a fuss. So listen, I looked at T.I. Ministries. Their latest, not the latest, but one before that. They talked about the law. And I got a big announcement. I've got a law reversal I've got to announce. A law reversal, yet no real change. It seems that the law does apply in respects to what's applicable, and the rest you have to at least acknowledge, though maybe impossible to fulfill. But now I understand through listening to Brother Yacoba and T.I. Ministries, that the law is a tangible and still in place mechanism that did in fact separate us from the nations. And if we intend to remain as set apart as we are as Negroes, it's important we understand the law and how it fits in the intricate eventual reconciliation between ourselves and the Most High God. That's what I learned watching Brother Yacoba. I'm going to plug him because I think it's important when you have to be open to reversing your course, your belief. You have to be open to listening. And I listen to these brothers. I've been listening to them for 6-7 years. I've not really listened to his opinion on law before, but now to hear it and the way he framed it and the way he said it, I got a law reversal I'm making, but like I say, I'm going to figure out how to apply honoring the law, but we'll get into that at some other time. Got another announcement. PDF shares. Listen up, folks. There are publications, there's information out there that's not in books. It's in PDF form because it's been scanned, it's been photographed, it's been put in PDF form. I have quite a few of these books. I got Nature Knows No Color Line. That's a book that sells for thousands of dollars if you intended to get a copy. The 13th Tribe, various other books. And I am going to, over the next few weeks as we do a show, I'm going to include some links in chat And perhaps we'll go over some of the PDFs that I'll share. That may encourage some of you to share with me in your bounty. Anyway, no, I'm not reading the damn comments, so I'm sorry. Everybody just talk amongst yourselves. The trainer's not here. You know how to act. So please stand by for that, because it'll either come from Dropbox or it will come from my Google Drive, but it's important. Some of this stuff may help keep you alive. I'm not kidding. I've got lots of PDFs I'm willing to share. And again, it's not for sale. It's just that I'm going to put out the link and maybe we'll go over some of the information so we can think. All right. I like that. So we talked about this. I talked about this a few days ago. And I think I talked about it on TI Ministries. I was one of the folks on with Brother Yacoba in the panel. And we talk about the days of Noah, right? As in the days of Noah, right? In the days. And, we talk about what might be seen, what might be underneath us, Antarctica, the giants who might come back. Who knows? The fallen, I don't know. Come on, motherfuckers, show yourselves. Who gives a fuck? We're not scared. But one aspect of the days of Noah that I don't think too many of us focus on, and that's the regular Joe schmoes that walked about living their daily lives, maybe seeing Noah, hearing him talk about the end times on the way, and none of them thinking that it was them he was talking about. As in the days of Noah, not just amazing shit going on, but life was being lived. And the Creator promised destruction of all life except for those few, and all life was destroyed except for those that went underground. But consider that there are folks walking around right now who think everything's gravy. And they may, in fact, believe that as in the days of Noah, so will be the end of days. But they're not in any way paying attention to their ways. They're just kind of got their gaze on the destruction that other people have coming their way. And I'm certain, just like in Noah's day, there were people that were just going about their way, had nothing to say, and one day all they did was wash away. Let's not be that. Let's not. Let's pay attention. As in the days of Noah, people just did what they wanted to do, and then, it's not going to be me that gets destroyed. It's going to be someone else. The devil's a lie. All right, let's go. All right, so next. How's everybody doing? All right, next. How do you go about your day every day? I mean, how do you go about your day? How do you go about when you go out there? I'm going to share something with you. I think that we should always lead with the kingdom, and I'm going to tell you why. This is done. The United States is finished. It's a wrap. It's not going to get better. It's going to get worse, and a lot worse. All of the things that they're terrified of are coming straight their fucking way. Has nothing to do with Negroes. We're just passing through. So, as anyone would advise you to stock up, prepare, be safe, all of those things, as you go about your day, always lead with the kingdom in mind. Always know that whatever you're doing only applies as long as it survives, because the kingdom is coming to, move it aside. So it's all temporary. It's all, it's not permanent. I'm telling you not to make a bed in a burning house. I'm telling you not to even to unfold the sheets. Prepare for your exodus. I think that's the order of the day. Lead with the kingdom in mind. Most go to and from church on Sunday. They talk about the kingdom. They do the Lord's Prayer. But they're not talking about the kingdom. They're going to vote for Biden. They're going to vote for Stacey Abrams. They're going to vote for Negroes that have thrown their hat in the ring of this caucasity, expecting it to last beyond just a few more years of existence in its present form. But we know prophecy. As Negroes, our hope lies in the kingdom. And so I'm going to suggest that you always lead with the kingdom. As you can always remember, it's on the way to remove everything you see today. That's just a thought. Hey! Last topic. Oh, this is going to hurt some feelings. I had a thought. You wish folks They know who we are. It's just ridiculous. There are far too many indicators that tell me that the folks pretending to be us know who we are for who we are. And instead of attacking directly this notion that they seem to think we have, that we're true Israel, you would expect them to just pounce on that like a pit bull, of a starving dog on fresh red meat. You would expect that the camps that associate themselves with Hebrew history being true Israel, though divided as we see, these camps, why wouldn't there be made a move to close them down? Why would not the JDL sue all of these camp individuals and make them stop saying they are true Hebrews? You need to think about what I'm saying, folks. You got to think about it. I mean, Kanye just said something reckless and stupid and then followed that up with something even more reckless and more stupid. And of course, Donald Trump can't help but have that spotlight off him for too long. So he said something about the Jewish people. And so it just cascaded into this attack and defense of, these folks in pretense of our place in history. And well, I don't see them saying a single word to IUIC or, all of these camps that are known. They take a lot of pictures and grown men in gowns and stuff. So you would think that somebody from Israel or maybe here in the United States would approach these men and tell them to stop saying that you're us and here's the proof that you're not. But not a single one of these clowns has knocked on the door of any of these camps and said a damn word. No petition, no legislation, no court action, only silence in the face of the continual claim that we Negroes are true Israel and not those Ashkenazi converts that have taken our place through an act of war and legislation. So they know who we are. They know who we are. And I wonder when the day may come when the floodgates of truth just open up and wash all of their lies away. I wonder when that's going to happen. Soon, I think. That's it, folks. All right. That's it. All right. That's what I got. You know the rest. You know what we do. I do the black news. I do the Hebrew news. We're living in some interesting times. There's a Chinese blessing. The Chinese blessing goes something like this. May you live in interesting times. I believe that's the curse. The blessing is may you live through interesting times. The curse is may you live in interesting times. The blessing is may you live through interesting times, and may all of us Negroes live through these interesting times. The veil has dropped. The mask is taken off. They are en masse collectively now moving toward the fascist repetitive system we've seen before. And we know if it happens in the East first, it eventually washes over to the West. This just took more than 70 years to get here. That's all. So the same murderous intent that they had over in Nazi Germany that just was built up by a single individual looks to be the same repetitive nonsense we see today with this Donald Trump. And he wants all his generals to be like Nazi generals, Hitler's generals. That's what he said out of his own mouth. See where this is going? All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to look through some news. Got everything set up over here. Just bear with me, folks. Bam. Work with me. It's a live show. Boom. There we go. Let me get rid of some stuff. Look at that. I'm all hidden. Oh, look at that. I went even higher. Bang. Oh, I'm gone. There we go. All right, so here we got some news. As you guys know, what I do is I peruse the news with Hebrews. And I just found some non-discriminate stuff that may give you some cause for pause. Here we have black babies born after fertility treatments, they're at a significantly higher risk of death than white babies, studies find. Well, you're still giving them the fertility treatments, though you found that to be the case. Is that so? This is what babies born to black mothers are twice as likely to die in the first months than infants born to white women. And yeah, we're just going to keep giving the drugs that keep killing, and we're just going to report it. That's all we need to do. Right. Okay. Oh, this is interesting. I look up black news. Look, they're talking about a black cube that flew past the team. I don't know what to make of that. I don't, it's all demonic. It's all the fallen. It's all those and in dimensions that we are not permitted access to. And they're real detailed and real precise in who they show themselves to. I find that to be a very, very interesting occurrence. And a black cube, I don't know. We'll see. What do we got? What is this? What is this? Oh, I'm not going to order you. What is this? So this guy, who is this guy? Steve Ballmer commits $400 million to black-led venture capital and private equity. Let me explain something, folks. I need you to understand this, okay? I am a Negro in America, and I am convinced. I am thoroughly convinced 100% that there is nothing that these individuals will do that does not benefit them first. And all of the generosity, liberalistic bullshit, the disingenuous nature of their very existence as they breathe, you can take that bullshit somewhere else. I don't care. 400 million, I don't care if it was a billion. I don't trust you. And I've got no reason to, and neither have you given me one. And along with that 400 million, none still comes. So you'll forgive me if I look at some guy, bald-faced, looks me in the eye and hands me $400 million so that I might benefit black-led. I don't trust it. I just don't. So fault me, do whatever you want to do. I'm sorry, folks. All right, moving on. Here we go. The Doug Rice Show. Black Adam draws negative reviews. Dwayne Johnson's DC film is repetitive and non-entertaining. Yes, don't use our terminology in your attempt to get moviegoers in the seats and then have nothing to do with blackness. Nothing. Nothing to do with brothers. He has nothing to do with brothers. Listen, I know Detrina's going to see this and be mad, but listen, folks, I've not seen The Rock associate himself with brothers. Samoans are different, but not black folks. I'll just leave that there, and his film is doing poorly. Well, we'll just leave that. I'm sorry. Continuing, what do we got? Oh, what is this? Strange. The reason I found this interesting. So we got an 11-year-old Clary student arrested for attempted criminal sex act. And look at the photo they provide. I don't know. You guys tell me, where's the photo? I mean, I know 11, right? But if it had been one of us, they'd have made it somehow subtly known in every respect that it was us, and you know damn well they would have. They'd have taken a picture of the parents. They'd have taken a picture of the neighborhood. You know they'd have taken a picture of something that gives you a clear indication of who this 11-year-old boy is. But notice all they have is a photo of the handcuffs and police. Isn't that strategic? I don't think we need to guess as to who that young man might be. Racism never left U.S. schools. Now it's taking worrying new forms. So I have encouraged you as our children get harassed beyond measure in these schools. We know of one in Salt Lake City. I've encouraged Negroes to take your children out of these public schools. There is no benefit. There's no education. There's no learning going on. There's harassment. There's bullying to the point of some of our children taking their own lives. There's racist sentiment and expressed in such malevolent way. I can't even tell you the things they've yelled. And more importantly, brothers and sisters, it's what your children don't share with you that happens to them in these schools. You are brave and reckless enough to send them to every day. Listen, with all this technology. You can sit your child in front of a computer at the home and have him in a single room class environment of one and protect him from this nonsense. They're not going to stop them children from acting out. They're not going to stop their own children. If they won't stop their adults from traveling hundreds of miles to kill us, what makes you think they're going to stop the children in the schools from harassing our children? So yes, this is to me a perfect example and why we need to have our kids out of these damn public schools. Don't let them raise your children. Raise your own damn children. Let's continue. Oh, now y'all saw the movie Superfly. This dude right here. So listen, y'all saw the movie Superfly. I saw the movie Superfly, a wonderful movie. I thought it was a great movie. Superfly, the acting was great. The action was great. Everything was great. It was crisp. It was slick. And then this brother, he made an impression on me. I got to tell you, that brother right there, he was good. He was sinister. I thought something was wrong with him. I did indeed. And then I got this slapped me in the face, that Superfly actor Kalan Walker sentenced to 50 years in prison for sexual assault. Now look, for those of you that don't remember the movie, he got in his feelings because Superfly pulled a chick that he couldn't pull, and I guess she got shot outside the club. And now, acting, it's a craft. It brings out certain. Now, maybe he was infused with that when he studied his craft of acting. Maybe that demon just. I'm sorry. Maybe I'll leave him alone. I'll leave him alone. My God, don't be so sensitive. He can't hear me. Next, sorry about that, dude. All right, what do we got? Trump calls himself God's warrior and a perfect man in narcissistic truth social blitz. So, he calls himself God's warrior. I might tell you folks who else was pictured as God's warrior in many, many ways, and that was Hitler. Hitler was pictured on a horse carrying a staff, God's warrior with an armor. You remember that he had that made. I forgot who made it for him. People they venerated Hitler as a godlike person, and Trump akins himself to Hitler. He's said to have Mein Kampf on the side of his bed. He wants his his generals to act like German generals, Hitler's generals. So he's leading this charge, and what do you think this guy is going to do next with all this power he's got? As he calls himself a god and tells people that he's perfect. Where do you think this is all leading, Negroes? You better think about what's happening. These folks are losing their senses. It's my belief that most of them are just standing in the goddamn sun way too long. All right, what's next? A parent of 15-year-old Raleigh shooting suspect says he gave no warning before killing brother and 4 others. My goodness. So we know the story. Guy says that, parents said he gave no warning. Well, I'm going to disagree. All the warning that you needed, and I posted this, was an unsupervised, unmonitored white child with access to high-powered weaponry, and that's all you need. That's the warning. That's the warning. Correct me if I'm wrong, brothers and sisters, but I've not seen too many black children just lose their minds and go on a killing spree at a school for the sheer shit of it. I've not seen it. And so with more access to guns, weapons, as equal measure is there. So we have to call it what the fuck it is, a difference, a condition possessive of that demographic. If you don't like at it, I don't know what to tell you. If you can't take it, sorry, look at it. So no warnings. The warning was the circumstance itself. Shall we continue? Thank you. All right. Look, folks, this is interesting. Listen. So Putin is holding an emergency meeting amid fears he'll use nukes in the Dead Sea, and I'm not scared. You know, they call us violent. They call Negroes a threat. I mean, they tell us that we're the ones committing crimes, asking for reparations at the same time. Can you believe that? But they seem to ignore their kin just over the shores and how they're just nuking, threatening the nukes and just bombing all of their kin, all their friends, all their countrymen. But no, we're the ones that are the threat. And I don't know. He hasn't released a nuke yet. All right, that was corny. I'm sorry. You know I'm getting a little bit warm, but it's okay. I'm going to finish this out. Kanye West goes off the rails about the Jewish underground media mafia in a wild CNN interview. Oh my goodness. Well, you know, this one is a little new. Jewish underground mafia media. Well, I had a feeling. Well, okay, that's cool. They're tough guys, you know. I've seen some good pieces on these guys that he's talking about. But I think he's taking a risk now. He's talking too much. The underground media mafia. I don't think his career has very much longer to live. Kanye is he's killing his career. He's just, with every word, his career is just getting nail and nail after coffin after. I mean, what's the dude doing? Stop talking, Kanye. He's not going to stop. Jewish underground media. I didn't even know. You got his number? They got their number? All right, continuing. Let's see what we got. I don't know. What's this? Whoa. Look at this one. This is interesting. Look what they want from us. African Americans, stop being so easily offended. African Americans, stop being so easily offended. They want us to stop being so easily, white Americans, stop being so easily racist. Stop being so easily hateful. Stop being so easily a murderous, cheating, lying group of motherfuckers that are so in your fucking feelings. You just don't know how to let go of the innards you've got such a firm grasp of. This is an insult. And whoever wrote it, there's an endless amount of offense to be shared all around amongst us. Believe me. I don't understand. Stop being offended. Stop offending us so easily. Stop allowing yourself so easily to offend Negroes that you want so to stop being offended. I don't get you. What are you talking about? I mean, what we're talking about, cause and effect. The offense is the cause. The offended is the effect. I just don't like the article. Stop being so easily offended. In other words, take it lying down, standing up, walking, sitting. We don't care. Just take it. Take the bullshit. Take our racist sentiment. Take everything we have to offer by way of offense. But please don't be offended if you don't fucking mind. They can kiss my black behind. It's just amazing. But don't be easily. Well, I mean, could they do the same thing to Jewish Americans? Stop being so easily offended? No? I don't know. Maybe I've gone too far. Moving on. All right. So Marjorie Taylor Greene, Department of Justice, that combination. I want you to think of trailer trash with a badge. And then I want you to think of every grievance and every grudge she's ever had about anybody that looks like us. And I want you to imagine what would happen to us thus. I need you to understand the plan this man has. This is ridiculous. If he gets anywhere near the Oval Office or power again, Negroes, boom, they're done. DOJ, huh? Oof, that'll be fun. That'll be fun right there. Department of Justice. Good Lord have mercy. What are they talking about? All right, let's go. What do we got? Man says he burned 2 kids alive to expose celebrity human trafficking and cloning ring. Let's take a look at who we're talking about. So, California man allegedly admitted to deliberately burning two young children alive and told investigators that he did so in order to expose a celebrity human trafficking and cloning ring. That's happening. So now, again, is it the sun? Is it just the vibration of all the demonic activity that surrounds the earth? I mean, or is it true? Is he onto something? See, and the horror story is that could be just a little bit of both. I mean, he did that, and it's done. Wow, that's a bit much, folks. I did not think that I would read that today, but I certainly have. So, folks, and again, obviously, Mr. Thin-Skinned Donald Trump. What did Saturday Night Live do? They did a skit on January 6th, and he says he wants them canceled. This is fascism. He wasn't, he says he wants to murder his enemies. He wants to take his political enemies and he wants to execute them publicly. That's what he says he wants done. I need you to understand. This isn't a game. This is real. The crazies in the form of white supremacy and white nationalism, right-wing European ideology, that sense that because you have blonde hair, blue eyes, and white skin, you are somehow in a privileged and elevated position above and beyond anything that does not reflect that personage. We got a problem with those people. We got a problem with people that think those people are above everyone else. We got a fucking problem, and it's going to get worse. And I'm going to fucking keep saying it until I go hoarse. All right. So, that's a problem. It was a problem in Nazi Germany. I don't know, do we have like short-term memory? Because it was about blonde-haired, blue-eyed Aryan personage that began the terror and, genocide. What do you think this man looks up to and into? And what do you think he leans toward? What do you think they'll do if the safety comes off? If they're permitted to act out their violent tendencies, their murderous, unsatiable need to kill, and for some reason it's directed toward Negroes. And then everyone else that reminds them of Negroes. Yes, we've got a fucking problem. And I think we need to get the goddamn grin off our fucking faces while we're at it. No more entertainment. I'm not distracted. I'm not amused. And I don't give a fuck what you have to say. There's too much going on these days. I hope you understand why I do this, folks. I drift. All right, let's continue. Just seeing his face triggers me, I guess. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows how it works? What do we got? Trump is also today. I just rape case. I mean, this is just a quality dude. Just a quality. What is this? What is this? I wanted to know. Parents furious over woman seen twerking. It's one and the same. With her cheeks out at a Michigan high school. Parents furious over woman. So we know, or do we know? Was it a black woman? So either they were furious. Let's see. I think they don't give us. Let me see. An alleged charity event at Mount Clemens High School, Detroit. What are you talking about? A rapper simulated sex with a stripper in the school stadium. And now these individuals who obviously had those children by artificial insemination are somehow offended. These are parents who give their children phones and the ability to go anywhere online, and they're mad that the rapper that they listen to is acting out his videos that they look at, and the parents who have no association, and you know what it's all about is because the brother. Because what if it was what if it was some other rapper? What if it was Kid Rock? What if Kid Rock was up there gyrating? Would they be so incensed if it was to his country rap? No, I don't know. That just strikes me as disingenuous, and they're mad at Negroes. They're mad at Negroes. They're mad at our influence. They're mad at what we do, even in entertaining them. If it's just beyond their sensibilities, they'll say something about it. Be careful out there. Some of them are walking around with this anger towards us for things that they've experienced, and it's just the sight of you that might trigger a reaction. Be careful. That's what I'll say. Moving on. Oh, the Kanye West saga. George Floyd. This is one. George Floyd's family to sue West for $250 million. George Floyd's family suing Kanye. You know, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to, do I feel some kind of way that they're doing this? I hope they get their money. I hope it shuts him up, but it won't. This could be the start of something big. 250 million, that's a big chunk of change. So we'll see how that pans out. And what do we have in the final analysis? Look at this. Folks, I had to save the best for last. Want to do that. So here we have that rare moment, that rarefied time in history where one of us has taken on the personage of caucasity to our very core and acted out in kind. A suspect in California serial killings, charged in 3 of 6 slayings in Stockton, and yes, it's a brother. It's a brother. Now, do I make excuses? No, I just tell the fucking truth. You don't like it? Let's hear it. Here it goes. Yeah, you saw him. He did what he did. Any of us that do anything that we do that's not enjoyed or liked or looked down upon by this society, they can blame for themselves. You brought us here. You beat us within an inch of our life and told us to take on your personage, your values, your traits, everything about you. And one of us acts just like you, then I'm certain you want to put his face on the screen and say, look. But that's just a small drop in the bucket compared to what I've seen the folks that taught that brother and all of us how we act. So, hey, do with him what you will, but please don't wag your little wrinkled fingers at us talking about it's you, because you got 3 of them pointing back at you. All right, I'm good. I hope everybody has enjoyed. Look, I got to do this. I got to do this thing. I got to do this because, well, the kingdom leads my life. I try to have myself led by the kingdom. Now, I'm not being holy. I'm saying I can see it. This is all done. This whole thing is a wrap. But there are some of us that are literally throwing everything we got into supporting a continuance of that which has victimized Negroes and those mistaken for Negroes for far too long. And so I do this to make sure if you walk outside, you don't have a smile on your face. You make sure that they know you're a serious Negro. But you're not here to entertain them. You're not here to answer questions. You're not here to hear what they think about what we think. I'm not taking questions. I don't care about your opinions, and I don't need your thoughts and prayers. And no, we don't have to pray together. I'd much prefer that you go about your day and allow the future to take shape and unfold as it may. And we'll see how things end one day. All right, so I'm good and I'm losing my voice. I got my coffee, I got my water. Katrina did not help assist in getting this show together, so I don't feel, like it's my absolute best, but it's not my absolute worst, and I've got to evolve. So please enjoy the Doug Rice Show. Share this sucker. There's info in there, and I hope you get it. All right, I got to go. I'm done. It's 10:24. I got to go. All right, folks. Whew, I'm tired. All right. Oh, one last thing. Before I let you go, I know that it's midweek. It's hump day. I know that you're out there. I know that you have got to go to work. Me, I work from home, so I have no problem. I can smile the day away. But you out there in the jungle, amongst the animals, all looking to devour you, all on the scent of your negrosity, angry with you just for being you. Those folks are out there. You can't fight them all. There's no weaponry that will fire enough bullets to put them all down. No! Your only defense is to stave them off with an attitude intense. And let me tell you something. The only way to convey it, the only way to say it, is to get that goddamned grin off your faces in their spaces. All right, well, I'm done. You guys have a great day. As you see, I lost my voice. I'll see you in a few days. Thank you again.